Welcome back to Prison Architect. I'm your host, longtime listener. Be sure to drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and comment below. So, where we left off last time, we just completed a shakedown. I do remember that. Um, we are now, I guess, back on track to be able to take on some inmates. Now, it says that we're going to have room for one, but we have two coming. But we have two that are going to get released today anyway, plus a bunch up for parole. But I don't like that idea that we tried last time of going over the capacity. We'll try and keep it like 1-to-1 and just bring it up to full each morning. Anyway, we're at $541,000, and we talked about last time kicking off the process of the expansion toward the end of this episode. But the more I think about it, I want to try and jump into it. So, like, as painful as this process might be, and we might very well have to, like, rewind back to this point and then play a few episodes to get more cash before we then start the expansion again. We're going to give it a try here. I think 541,000 plus the amount of money that we're making each day could be enough to get the job done. Now, what we need is deliveries. Where are you? Deliveries. Boom. We need to expand deliveries like all the way up here and then all the way down here. And what we're trying to accomplish here is to give plenty of room for our supply trucks to drop stuff off and just keep filling up the deliveries area with all of the supplies that we're going to need to keep building as we go. So now what we need to do is actually first, while everyone's eating, let's just go ahead and do a tunnel search. No big deal. Now, quick build, we want to go to clone. And then I believe you right click and drag. Yeah. So we right click and we drag. Oh, they think they smelled out a tunnel there. So I'm going to go right there. That is everything that I've already built. And now I come over here, I hit R to rotate again. And now what I want to do is put it directly across from see, I think I'm going to try and put it right on the wall here. Even with deliveries going down the middle, let's just give it a try. It'll look better than having it set back off of the thing. So there goes 130,000 bucks. We still have $353,000 that what I'm hoping is that gets us enough to start bringing in supplies, fill this out, and then the additional cash that we make from this side of the prison continues to backfill our cash supply. But look at just how much they're bringing in for concrete and stuff just for the foundation. So that's why you have to have a ton of delivery space. Now, they'll come way down here and drop this stuff off as far down as they can. But that's going to be just like load after load after load of concrete. Now, our workers are going to come and grab it, and they're going to start building. I should also point out that you can see we're in like full speed mode, but the people are not moving as quickly or fluidly as they would have previously, and it's just because my CPU is being taxed to the max. So now that we have that going, let's come on over here and just try and monitor the situation. So what I really want to make sure that we're doing, my dogs thought that they sniffed out a tunnel somewhere in this neighborhood, which is kind of weird because it's like down the middle. So it could be that like somebody was trying to dig from up here and go all the way up. But we'll just keep doing our, pretty consistent flow of tunnel searches to get that all taken care of. Now you see all these supply trucks coming down here. Most of them are now empty. That one's just got some garbage. But like, why is this one that's empty just sitting here? Oh, it's probably waiting for like garbage or exports, if I had to guess. Yeah, and that's going to slow down these other supply trucks from being able to leave. But that's not that big of a deal. Like we can live with this. Like they brought all those deliveries and it barely put a dent in our delivery section, and now they're basically working their way out of here. I could probably stand to put a door here that they could take garbage and get straight out of here. But if I do that, I want it to be a remote door that can only be opened by way of servo. And I don't even think that that's really worth it. Just let the workers go around. Now, this is going to take forever because as you can see, the first thing that they are doing is going and taking out trees. Then they've got to lay the foundation, and that's also going to take a while. Why are there... Oh, that's the yard, I guess. I was like, why is there nothing in that? That's kind of weird looking. But anyway, that's all underway, and it's going to take forever. So we're going to have some income that's backfilling our expenses on all of these supplies and everything. So I'm not super worried just yet. There was something else that I was going to try and do here, and I can't remember what it was. Yeah, I kind of want to put a door there, but at the same time, with all of the other stuff that I just ordered, it's going to take forever for all of these supply trucks to filter through. I don't know if I have a remote door in storage. Let's actually look at that. I don't. So I'm going to just let that go, and then eventually we might be able to just put a remote door there so that they can go straight from garbage out here. Exports, they'll still have to take the walk to go inside. And I think that is because, well, I have exports as staff only. But anyway, that's how we're going to leave that. The other thing that I wanted to look at was staff. We have 15 workmen, and they only cost $100 a day. I'm going to add 5 more. I got to go like this, though. Boom. Well, I thought boom. There. Now, that'll speed up the construction process. That's not a huge deal, but it helps. Now, what I want to look at is, like, see, out here where I've got power stations and like capacitors, like, they don't even have those shown in here. So what's up with that? Am I going to need to do all of the utilities on this side on top of what I just ordered? I mean, not that that's a huge deal, but it's going to be annoying to have to go in and put water heaters in, plumbing, electrical, and all of that nonsense while they are also supposed to be building all of this stuff. Like, if they're going to be busy putting in tables and this and that, and all of that is still being done, and like I'm ready to open, but I don't have power and water. You talk about frustrating. That's going to suck. But anyway, we are a long way off from that happening. And like this clock is ticking so slow. So that's the downside of, using a work laptop to do this and trying to have this huge mega prison. Like there's just too much going on for my processing power and video capabilities to keep up with it. But that's just going to have to be the way it is if we're going to see this thing expand. So the days will be slow. And it really kind of makes me worry about my ability to continue to provide solid commentary, because there's not going to be much going on because of how slow the day is moving by. You know what I mean? We're going to see very slow progress. Like, my workers are out here cutting down trees still. They're getting all the logs out of the way. Now, this guy is bringing in concrete. So we're at least starting to work on the floor, and that's cool. But this is going to take forever. Do I have, like, see, it even is going to go through the process of, like, calling this forestry and putting down trees for me. So that's awesome. At least that's what it looks like. So, now, look at our cash flow. 4,000 a day. Like, what happened here? Expenses. Workman wages, guard wages, administrative. Like, why are we all of a sudden making so much less? Is it because we just didn't bring a lot of prisoners in? We've got 12 prisoners coming in tomorrow, so maybe that gets back on track here in the next day or so, but that number is scary because I'm wondering if that has something to do with how much I've been spending on materials, but I don't see that in here. Like, guard wages is the big one, and that should not have changed. I don't see anything about, cost of goods. So, whatever. Exports have remained pretty consistent. I haven't really been tracking shop revenue. This number right here is huge. We got to keep that number where it is. So, okie dokie. Oh my gosh, it's only 2 a.m. I feel like it was 1 a.m. like 5 minutes ago. So, as of right now, it's basically about 1 minute per second that it is kind of burning through here. So, 60 seconds is an hour in this time, and it's actually less than that because, like, it's dragging right here. That is more than 5 seconds to get from the 5 to the 6. Let's try and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and change. And then it'll slow down. Like, it was really slow from 5 to 6, and I don't know what was going on during that window that caused it to drag. But let's say it's an hour, like every 2 minutes. It's going to take a while for us to get through this process. And the last thing that I want to do is not show you the process, like just skip until it's done or whatever. Because the series is meant to not only be an actual playthrough where you see everything I'm doing, some of it is also kind of meant to be somewhat of a tutorial. And if there are going to be things like this that I don't necessarily understand the mechanics as far as how it works, like, I want you to see that so that you kind of know what you're up against when the time comes for you to try and expand. And again, you can see how much this slowed down just from doing this. And it's not like my laptop's terrible. It's only like a year old, maybe not even that old. Oh my gosh. Someone's calling me and I don't have time to answer it right now. Let me see if I can get a... Okay, Joe. Whoa. Oh, okay. I know who that is, and I know why they're calling. And it's nothing super urgent. Like, to them, they might feel like it's urgent, but it's not urgent. So, all right, in 3.5 hours, we'll get some money. But look how slow this is going. Driving me nuts. Oh, we have an issue. What happened? Someone's got to come and fix the drain here. Somebody went crazy. Um, Dang. McWWE is a freaking WWE. He just like gave the people's elbow to the shower drain and destroyed his chair. What's up, McWWE? What's with these names? There was the question mark guy earlier, or maybe last episode. Anyway, I love it when somebody calls like your work number, leaves a message, and then calls your cell and leaves another message, as if like I'm not gonna get the one message, so they're gonna leave me another one 5 seconds later just to make sure that I get the message. And I don't know if it's like, hey, just want to make sure that you got my call on the other line. But yeah, give me a call or whatever. Or if it's the exact same message that they just left me and they're just like double dipping. But anyway. Okay, seriously. Like it's going to be a while before somebody gets over here to fix this shower drain, apparently. Can I prioritize that? I don't think so. How do I do that? No, I don't know. I was trying, but it's just not going to work. Like if I go in slow mode, it's almost as fast as full speed. Like it doesn't make a difference. Well, maybe it does a little bit, but oh man, not much. Hey, workman is exhausted. Open the door there, guard. Thank you. So the drain is fixed. He didn't bother to fix the chair, even though he was right there. So that water will drain out of there now. Oh, hey, janitor, you got a mop? Get over here, mop up this water, man. Holy moly. All right, we've got 12 minimum security supposed to arrive. I'm going to change that back to where it's just going to get us back up to the minimum capacity or whatever. See, now they're in there cleaning up. But they just cleaned up the dirt and left the water. How do you do that? McWWE is like, yeah, give me a shower. I want to look at this guy. Kenny McWWE. Why can I not? Okay, here we go. He lived through countless deaths, or at least deadly situations. He's the Walking Dead. Imprisoned for prostitution, dealing teeth, burning a kindergarten teacher, and vandalism. It's also known that he is seen with some members of the B team. He's got 17 years, and he should be up for parole. Well, dude, you're not doing yourself any favors by smashing your shower drain the day before you're up for parole. So, okay. Oh, tunnel search. Come on. Oh my gosh. Like, everything is super, super duper slow to the point where I don't know if this is going to work, guys. Maybe it's because of how much is queued up in terms of the production process over here. Like, I don't know. But we'll have to kind of see how it goes. You know, hopefully once this is all done, everything kind of normalizes a little bit. But we shall see. I don't remember how much money I had after I made the big purchase. Uh-oh. They sniffed out a tunnel over here. And here, which is kind of weird. But we'll keep on. All right, so yeah, we're now at max capacity. We've got 25 prisoners up for early release. And man, would that be nice if we get a bunch of those. All right, let's see what's going on. Needham, this is the guy that passed the GED, I think. Got me $40,000. Surely he's reformed. Oh, question mark guy. Adam question mark. At least we figured out his first name. Just in time for him to leave. Holy smokes. Why is that water not draining out of there? It's kind of weird. Usually, once the drain is put in place, everything, just goes back to normal. It will eventually, but anywho. All right, so we've done our tunnel search for the morning. We're at $365,000. My hope is that as we continue to move forward, the money just kind of hovers in that same range until we finish that other side. If it continues to dip, that's what I worry about. I don't expect it to continue to go up, at least not the farther that we get into the process, because I'm going to start buying beds and shower drains and TVs and tables and all of that stuff that has to go into those buildings, and that's going to be stupid expensive. So when that starts to happen, that number is going to go whew, and that's the concern here. Hopefully by that time we've got enough money saved up that that's not a problem. We've got some logs here that we can move either in here to turn into beds or in here to just flat out sell. So we'll have some extra exports over the next few days from the trees that are getting cut down. See, like there's still several trees out here that they need to dismantle. And when they do that, they'll then take those logs and sell them. We're going to do another tunnel search here in a minute because we saw flags in here twice now. There's a tunnel somewhere in this prison. Open up menu. Search them tunnels. Or search for them tunnels. Those tunnels would be more proper grammar. But it's okay to sometimes just not have perfect grammar. Just kind of go slangy. You know what I mean? All right, we're doing okay there. We're doing okay here. You know what would be awesome is if at the end of all of the build out over there, they also set like all of your patrols and deployment and that sort of stuff, so that I don't have to go and put an orderly in here and a guard, although it probably won't, because like I'd have to hire additional guards and orderlies and cooks and all that stuff before that could happen. But maybe they at least have like the room logistics set up where it's marked as staff only and whatnot. Not that that's a huge deal, but it would be nice. Okay, we made some money off of exports there. Kind of what I was banking on. So if we look at finance, exports, oh, that was yesterday. So that number will update, I guess at midnight maybe? I'm not sure. So let's see, 23 visitors on site for 8 groups. So the visitation room is getting used. We've got 1 prisoner due for release, 23 up for parole. So we've still got some parole hearings going down. It's 1 o'clock, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. What we're going to try and do is make it through at least until tomorrow morning. But holy smokes, this is taking forever. 1 in solitary. I don't know if I have any informant intel that I need to try and bring in to digest. I think we'll hang on with just what we've got for right now. Keep doing some tunnel searches, or maybe a shakedown. Actually, we'll do a tunnel search around like 5 o'clock tonight, and then a shakedown in the morning. How's that sound? Ooh, what are we doing here, dude? Found you with some pills, huh? Hey, I think he just picked the pills back up. They put him in handcuffs and then left the pills just sitting there on the floor. Like, guys. Somebody. Holy smokes. There. Okay, whatever. He's going to solitary. 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 5 prisoners due for release soon. Look at that. We're still at 20 criminally insane. So that number has sort of stabilized in that like 18 to 23 or 24 range. I haven't seen it get higher than 24. So that's good, at least for the time being. Don't need to worry about capacity on that front. There we go. $6,000 for early release. And that number here, this bank balance, is still steadily climbing, which is good. Even if it's not climbing as rapidly as before, as long as it's still going up for now, that's what we need. As soon as it starts going the other direction, I'm worried. But that's not going to happen probably until at least the foundation is done and they start bringing in furniture. You know what I mean? And that's going to be a while. Like, they're still getting logs out of here. They're putting a little bit of the foundation in and the concrete or whatever, but it's slow going. The only way to speed it up would be to add more workers, but I almost don't want to do that because then it brings that risk of me running out of funds to a higher possibility of happening. Notebook page. Campaign theme ideas, disaster recovery, left versus right, gangland, race riots. What in the world? That's interesting. So maybe he's going to run for mayor. He needs campaign ideas. Alrighty. So I said, what, a tunnel search around 5. It's almost 4. We're not going to get to the morning in this episode because I have stuff to do. And I got about 15 minutes left before I need to take off, which is about where we would normally end an episode anyway. And I don't see us getting all the way through another 12 hours in that period. In fact, I know that's not going to happen because I think we said an hour is about 2 minutes in real time. So that puts us around like 11 o'clock at night based on that pace by the time I need to wrap this up. So maybe midnight, but I don't know. Man, it is cold in my house right now. I'm thinking about getting that Snuggie out. But it's really like my hands that are cold. So maybe I can get some mittens. I wonder, like, I'd have to go look and see other people's playthroughs or whatever. Like, is my computer this bad that this is what we're dealing with? Or is this pretty normal? Like, does the game just lag whenever you get into these, like, mega prisons? Unless you have, like, a freaking Alienware gaming PC or something that is built to handle that sort of like crazy high, but this doesn't seem like it should be that taxing. So, I mean, granted, there are a lot of like people that it's moving around and you've got schedules and that sort of stuff, but like the graphics themselves are nothing outrageous to where like your video card should have trouble rendering at that sort of speed. So I'm not sure why it's lagging like this, honestly. I didn't think that this would happen, at least not to this extent. So, whatever. All right, what time is it? About 6 o'clock. Let's go ahead and let's do the shakedown. We'll do tunnel search in the morning. Shakedown for now. Man, does that slow things down. But whatevs. All right, so we've got 6 set to arrive. That's good. Now, whenever this side is done, if I make this whole side minimum security, we will have the capacity up over 200 to get this 20,000 bucks, and I'll bet it will then unlock another grant to increase capacity to like 300, or somewhere in that neighborhood. So we'll see what comes of that, but at least we know we'll get this 20 grand. So there's that. That 20 grand will be the first big income, injection toward expansion number 2. This is expansion 1, phase 2, but it's our first expansion. This is phase 2, so when we go to phase 3 of the prison structure, 1, my computer might just like explode. 2, it would probably get us the next like cell block E grant. God knows how much that'll make us. But by then we'll also know roughly how much money we need before we can start the process. Because we did this with about 550K thereabouts. We'll see if it's successful or not. All right, I got to look at my fantasy football team. They just processed transactions for the week. I wasn't really doing anything, but I'm going to look and see who got dropped. My team is falling apart. Too many key injuries have impacted me this year. And now that guys are coming back, it's like the time of the year where they're going on buys. So it's like, yeah, they're back and they're healthy, but they're not playing because it's their bye week. So anyway, if I can just scrape my way into the playoffs and then get, the remaining team that I have healthy, I feel like maybe I have a chance. But it's not looking good. It was for the first like 7 or 8 weeks of the season. I was dominating. I was like 7-1. But all right, so if I go to league transactions, T.Y. Hilton got dropped. Kenyon Drake. No. There's one guy I'm going to look at here. A running back for the Broncos. How good is he? Oh no, he's owned. Which Williams is it that just got dropped? No. What in the world? How many J. Williams are there? Interesting. I don't know. I thought it was going to be Javonte Williams from the Broncos, and I would have maybe had some interest in him. I'm not exactly sure what kind of numbers he's putting up this year, but I just need somebody who's going to be like the main guy, because what I've got right now is not working. Too many injuries. Fantasy football is frustrating in that regard. Okay, I can add one more here. So when the criminally insane quantity goes up, my capacity for normal or not insane inmates also. Did that go up or not? Yeah, 11. All right, so it is now time for lockup. Everybody's going to go to bed. We'll wrap up here around midnight or so. knowing that the next several episodes, from the looks of things, maybe all future episodes are going to be laggy like this and kind of make the days drag on, which kind of stinks. Um, but we'll just have to see how that goes. I am not going to buy a new computer just for gaming. Um, because my wife would never let me, for one thing. Plus, yeah, I'm just not going to. I like just having one computer that's mine. I use it for everything, work, personal, etc. I like that my work doesn't, the company that I work for doesn't just sit there and monitor every little thing that I do, because I'm doing this. If you're in sales, you want to work for a company that basically says, like, we don't care how you get to your number, just go book your number. So if you want to work 8 hours a day, but you want to spread it out and take hour breaks throughout it, like whatever, do it. Just hit your number. Like, you're your own boss. I want to work for that kind of company, and that's the kind that I'm working for right now. There are some that's like, your schedule is 8 to 5. We want you to be in the office. Um, that sort of, like, no, that's not the culture that I want to work for. That's so, like, non-progressive. It drives me crazy. People are more effective and enjoy their jobs more when you give them work-life balance. Period. I have been a strong advocate of the 40-hour work week, but on a 4 10-hour day concept. I used to lobby for that big time. I think the United States of America would do themselves a huge favor to do that. Give yourselves longer work days, but less of them. So you're working 4 days a week instead of 5, and you get more free time to go play golf and do things with your family and just, generally enjoy your time here on Earth. It's just silly that we've been stuck in this rut of, it's a 8 to 5 or 9 to 5 gig, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Like, nuh-uh. We got to get past that mentality, in my book. All right, hey, we made it past midnight. We're at $380,000, and look how much money we made yesterday. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I can also add another inmate for intake. So we've got a bunch of inmates arriving in the morning. So that's cool. And this is a good place to stop. Again, we're making some slow but steady progress over here. I'm feeling pretty good about the financial situation, so we'll see how things continue to go over the next several episodes as they continue trying to build out phase 2 of Folsom Prison. So if you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below, and we will see y'all next time.